Good. Well, to get 16 minutes, just what did that feel like, especially in a game that meant something, as opposed to the preseason finale.
It felt great to play in a meaningful game again. First time in a while. It was great. The energy in the building was great. Team played well. I felt like my minutes were great when I was in there. I think it's a great start to the season. So definitely think, the first game was a success on our end. Learned a lot from our end about what we can do better, things we need to clean up. But then, like I said, it's just a great start. You always want to win the first game, especially the home opener in your building.
You've done this before in terms of the ramp up and minutes, whatever. The idea of, Griff said that we didn't want him sitting early or too long early.
Yeah.
Kind of get the 16 in, early third. Mm-hmm. What did you feel about that decision-making process and that I guess?
I'm with whatever, the coaching staff wants to do with my minutes. Been doing this a long time, done this before. So many different ways you could go with it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to listen to what the coaches want me to do, whether finishing games, starting games, playing in the middle of games, whatever the case may be, I'm just going to be ready.
When we were talking to Jay, he was like, I just know how much of a competitor he is for Khris, so I'm sure it's hard to sit out the final however many minutes.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's definitely tough. You want to be out there when the game's on the line. That's when, the best basketball is supposed to be played. And we want to show that we're one of the best teams, and individually you want to show that, you're one of the best players out there, and that's why you're out there on the court. Just right now, or the first game, it didn't happen. Who knows? It may happen next game. And hopefully down the line, I'll be out there a lot more.
Just for you, does any of this catch you by surprise that, hey, they're going to have you sit out in the front end of this back-to-back, or have you guys kind of taken like a couple weeks look at it and be like, hey, back-to-back, we might sit you out in the front end and kind of go through it?
I think they told me maybe after the last game that I wasn't going to play Sunday and play Monday instead. That's just their decision. Like I said, I'm just here doing my job, working as hard as I can be, being coachable, and they're going to let me know when I'm going to play, when I'm not going to play. I wish I can control some things I can't, so I just have to worry about the things I can't control.
I think you had a baseline spin move that I can recall. You had the backcourt steal, the tough finish, obviously you go to the floor. Just physically, you've said you're pain-free, you're moving good, but we don't get to see all the practices, right, and what you're doing. So what did feel like yourself, things are quicker? I don't know.
Yeah.
In a way, in terms of
I think the steal and the fast break, I blacked out for a second, I think. I can't remember myself getting the steal and the fast break like that. But the hard fall was great. I didn't think about it in the moment. Step to the free throw line, I'm like, well, damn. I guess I just passed a good test of, still making the steal, trying to accelerate as fast as I can and taking a hard foul to the ground, bounced up like nothing happened. So that was a great, confidence boost that I don't know if I needed, but it was good to see and good to feel and good to get hit some. It's a contact sport, going to bump, going to fall down. So it's great to feel that in the first game and bounce back up with nothing.
What did you see from your team out there that you want to continue to build on throughout the season that you liked?
Yeah, just the communication. We're trying to figure things out as fast as we can. It was a huge switch last minute before camp with, bringing in Dame. So we're just trying to get accustomed to how he plays and how we want to play, especially with the new coaching staff. A lot of new schemes and a lot of new terminology. Then you have a guy like Dame who's just a different type of basketball player that, we've played with here. So it's all about talking. And I think we handled it as well as we could the first game. A lot of miscues and just whatever, just from not playing together for a long time. That's chemistry. But that part is going to come. We saw a lot in film, and I think it could be a smooth transition for us. Like I said, it's still going to take time, but as long as we're making steps in the right direction each day, that's all we want.
Well, similarly, Jay, he came out there and he said, the team's working on building good habits and all of that. I'm curious, is there anything that you saw from yourself personally in your first game back in the regular season at the exhibition where you're like, okay, I want to build on this, or there's a habit I want to make sure that I get to that I'm developing every single game?
Right now, I'm just trying to fit in, honestly. I'm not out there for too long, so, there's times where I do want to be super aggressive, but like I said, it's a whole new team right now, so we have to figure out the style of play that we want to play. And my role has changed from over the years. So now I'm trying to figure out my spots and, where I can be aggressive and where I need to play off the ball and, do different things. So that just comes along with time, a little bit more minutes, but we'll eventually get there.
I was going to ask, like, if you're told, hey, you're going to play 60 minutes tonight, are you thinking, like, oh my God, I got to maximize, like, I got this, and, like, how do you kind of balance that? Like,
Yeah. I think it's different from last year because last year I knew my role and I knew how to execute it. Now it's a little bit different role, but now I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't think it's a huge adjustment for me. It's just picking my spots, figuring out where my open spot's going to be, figuring out, where I can be aggressive when the times I have the ball in my hands and the times where I could play off the ball and figure out, how to get to that open space. So it's just watching film, playing, talking to these guys, and just trying to find open spots out there. But it's not like, I'm coming in, I got to be, the what's the name, Lou Will or Jamal, who will come in and get 30 off the bench. It's just, find my role, play the game the right way, let the game come to me.